Hello folks, coming up next is something interesting. What is one of your favorite movie soundtracks? The Prince of Egypt. That DreamWorks movie had some of the coolest songs which were paired with amazing visuals. Brian Stokes Mitchell Ducking just slays so hard on Through Heaven's Eyes. One of my favorite Broadway actors. I was so fortunate to see him in Man of La Mancha. Inception? It's hard to go wrong with Hans Zimmer, but this soundtrack is perfect music to listen to while studying or just concentrating. Inception and Interstellar. Ducking loved the Interstellar soundtrack. The Interstellar track is definitely up there with Duel of the Fates. Lord of the Rings. My local symphony performed select pieces of it live years ago and it was even better in person. Simply incredible. I scrolled down way too far for this comment. I completely agree. Howard Shore is an underrated composer. Oh brother, where art thou? Funny story about that. A friend of mine in high school was one of the most happy, friendly, socially connected people in the school. He didn't care what clique you fit into, he was a master of being legitimate friends with everyone. He had to write a poem for Spanish class, and he simply ran "I am a man of constant sorrow" through Google Translate. It's a little less cheery when read off of loose leaf in bad handwriting without backing instruments. He ended up having to go to the school psychiatrist for several months after the Spanish teacher read it. Apparently every single session he went to was him explaining that he ripped it off from a movie song but couldn't admit it for fear of being reprimanded for plagiarism. Good, bad, and ugly. Main theme is most iconic, but Ecstasy of Gold is so much better. Ennio Morricone has written over 400 soundtracks in his life, including many under fake names because many people thought he was writing too many. The Mission is probably his most famous after all the spaghetti westerns. Baby Driver. Movie scenes perfectly synchronized with songs is still amazing to me. Can't believe I had to scroll this far to find this. Best first scene ever. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It gets repetitive, yes, but dang does it get the blood pumping and the adventure a-rolling. In high school marching band, we did this as a halftime show. Very fun. Maybe a bit weird, but How to Train Your Dragon. I've always loved the movies, but the soundtrack just adds so much. Drive. Night Call by Kavinsky is such a good song. It really is. Night Call and A Real Hero stood out for me. Tangled. 21-year-old dude, and that crap is good. I honestly don't know why people rate Frozen higher than Tangled. Mandy Moore knocks all those songs out of the park, and Mother Knows Best is basically my wife's motto to the kids, in a joking way. At least Tangled got a decent TV series spin-off, and not a train wreck of a sequel like Frozen 2. Oh look, it's The Fifth Element / Last Airbender. I thought Frozen 2 was better than the first, honestly. Moana is better than both though. You're Welcome is just iconic. Tarzan. The old cartoon. Phil Collins definitely went hard as F. This and Mulan are probably my two favorites. I still have A Girl Worth Fighting For in my liked songs on Spotify. Lol. LOTR, Last of the Mohicans, Rob Roy, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Oh geez, that's a load of movies. Where to start? I don't know if I've seen LOTR. Good thing that I just found these extended edition DVDs. Oh geez, would it be too much to watch all of them? Right away? Back to back you say? No, that's a load of time. Oh you know what, sure I'll just watch them all. Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. Fun story. The tape deck in my Toyota Corolla, that had 230 miles on it, broke with the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack in it. It would not eject. It would not switch over to radio without immediately switching back due to a tape being inserted. I listened to that album every day for almost 2 years before it randomly ejected one day. Ooga chaka, ooga ooga. Ooga chaka, oh ga 000 ga. I can't stop this feeling. Back to the Future. Huge Huey Lewis fan. Their early work was a little too new wave for my tastes, but when Sports came out in '83, I think they really came into their own, commercially and artistically. Hey Paul. Star Wars. Both original trilogy and prequels have amazing soundtracks. God bless John Williams. I am astonished he's not getting more love in this thread. The man is the greatest American composer of the 20th century, hands down. The Garden State soundtrack changed my entire life in music. It was when I learned there was more to music than just the top 40 and TRL on MTV. ETA, a word and fixed punctuation. Oh yes, I loved how much love the Shins got on that soundtrack. No shame, the OG Twilight movie soundtrack had the best indie emo vibes. Still listen to it in my normal rotation. Me too. Takes me back to middle school and wishing I lived in rainy Washington every time. Tron. Tagging onto this, the Daft Punk soundtrack of Tron, Legacy might be the best part of the movie. Tron, Legacy is just a really long Daft Punk music video. And I'm okay with that. I rewatched it the other night. Still holds up. Funny thing is they've literally made a feature-length music video before. Interstellar 5555 is literally an hour-and-a-half long Daft Punk music video. Blues Brothers and A Nightmare Before Christmas. Hands down. Glad to see BB up this high. So many fantastic songs, but because it's 40 years old it gets forgotten often. Shrek 2, almost every song fits with the scene, and I Need a Hero sang by the fairy godmother is amazing. I prefer first Shrek honestly because of All Star, which fitted 100% perfectly with the intro. Yes, I love Shrek 2 as well. Accidentally in Love and I Need a Hero are the best songs from that soundtrack. An odd choice, but Thor, Ragnarok has a killer soundtrack. The space rock opera theme makes for some really cool music. My favorite movie in the MCU as well, even though Spider-Man is. Not gonna lie, Your Name has my favorite soundtrack out of any film. Rad Wimps absolutely knocked it out of the park with this movie. The tracks and screenplay were literally made for each other, scenes and sounds adjusted to fit better. I was interested in seeing the film after the trailers, but doubly so after the soundtrack dropped prior to the theatrical release here in the US. If I had to pick a favorite track though, I'd choose Kataware Doki without a doubt. That track and that scene make the movie for me. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.